It's a harlot. That's America. So when Revelations is talking about her, it's talking about the harlot, America. Matter of fact, I'm going to jump over to Revelation 17 in verse 4. It says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colors and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and the filthiness of her fornications. That's America. America's that harlot that's sitting up looking pretty. I mean, all these other nations thinking America's the place to be, thinking that this is where they should be, this is where they want to come to. But America is the cup that the harlot is holding is full of all the abominable ways that you see that's going on in America. Verse 5 is upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. So that harlot, that woman, that her is talking about America.
I agree with this.
You agree with it? What do you agree with?
That beast with the 7 heads and the 10 horns and an idol.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
That's right. Those are the nations that are ruled by the so-called white man. You understand that?
My country being invaded, not invaded, airstrike by the NATO.
What country are you from?
Serbia.
Serbia, okay.
In the 99.
So America, where you at right now, you see that right there, that sign?
Yeah, I agree completely with the picture. I indeed think it's
all right. I'm glad you agree with it, because it's true. Back in Revelations 18 and 6, it says, reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her, peace, man. It says, reward her according to her works, and in the cup that, so like, I'm gonna start from the top. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, in the cup which she has filled to her double. So what is that cup? What is that cup? I read in Psalms 75. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it back. Go back and get it really quick. Because the scripture is talking about a cup, so we gotta know what the cup is talking about, and what's in the cup. So Psalms 75 and 7. Well, actually, I'm gonna jump down to verse 8. It says, "For in the hand of the Lord, in the power of the Most High, there is a cup, and the wine is red." So that cup, represents slavery, and the red wine represents it symbolizes the harshness of the slavery. It says, "It is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same, but the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them." So all the harshness of the slavery, you're gonna accept it. It's gonna come upon you. You're gonna have to deal with it. You can't get away from it. So that's why Revelations says, "Reward her even as she rewarded you." How did she reward us? Well, this nation was built upon slavery. The backs of the Israelites that were enslaved. We were enslaved in this country, building this country of the blood, sweat, and tears of our forefathers. Up under the cement are the blood of the Israelites. So we endured that slavery, so you're going to have to endure that slavery. It says, and double, where it says, reward her even as she had rewarded you. So give her slavery as she has given us slavery. And double unto her according to her works.
That is so refreshing.
What?
See somebody out there speaking this word.
It's refreshing to see somebody here speaking the word.
And that's very refreshing.
All right, I appreciate that. You don't see that. It's not a common thing, right? Yeah. And guess what else? The thing that we say is not common, but it's refreshing as well.
I just recently, well, I've been converted. I was like about 7 years ago. But it was time. It was time.
It was time?
It was time.
Okay.
And I'm hard-headed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it took a while, you know what I mean? But he finally got across to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, a lot of people is hard-headed. The Bible tells you that.
That's right.
And the Bible says that our people are hard-headed.
Blessed night.
You too. Back in Revelation 18:6, it says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. So the slavery, so basically you're going to take 2 shots of slavery. Each shot is probably representation of 500 years. You taking double of that, so you got 1,000 years. So you got to drink 2 shots of the slavery coming. And you're going to have to drink down. That ain't actually, it ain't shots. It's tall, big beer mugs. You got to drink them down. So it says, in the cup which she had filled to her double. So you can't, the so-called white man, you can't get out of this. You can't get away from the fact that once you get taken down out of power, then you're going into slavery. But the thing about the so-called white man is you don't think that you're going to be taken out of power. You don't have the understanding of what the scriptures are talking about. You know, the understanding you may get is what you hear the brothers teach. That's the only understanding that you got, that you may receive. But you carnal. So you don't even believe what we tell you that's the truth. The elites, you know it's the truth. That's why you're always trying to upset prophecy. But you're not gonna spend one moment, 1 minute, 1 hour in power that you ain't supposed to spend. You see, you can manipulate times and seasons. You can put your witchcraft on society and getting people to think certain things that ain't true. You can demonize good things and righteousness, and you can uplift wickedness, but you can't. You don't sit on the throne. You think you are. You think that you as the Most High. Most High got you in a trick bag, and you totally deceived. This is Isaiah 14:12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the cloud. I will be like the Most High. So therefore, the so-called white man, you think that you as the Most High. You think that you're going to sin and do this and do that. Shalom, bro. You the brother that you down? So you just came from down there?
Just came from down there.
Hey, brother, hey, shalom, bro. It's good to see you.
Never seen you out here. Out here now.
Yeah, I mean, I come out here, once a week. Now, I try. It's either be Fridays or Saturdays, depending on my work schedule. So I never really know, but it's gonna be one of those 2 days. I'm gonna get established. Huh?
I just give you my number.
Yeah. If you got it, write it down. I can let you know what day I come out.
Okay.
Let me see. I don't have too much longer, but yeah. What the brothers went into down there? What they went into?
We was talking about, there's a fake Jew came up. We was talking about the kingdom, and there was a Native American came up and told him about. I was teaching about new birth and stuff. He was an older guy, and we was just talking about the kingdom, how Esau got going on, and how his kingdom falling, and all the shit, all the wickedness they got going now.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that, man.
Yeah, I know the brothers was flowing down there. I know the
Yeah,
brothers
I
was getting
mean,
it
this
in.
is GMS though. I wouldn't have came if it was GMS. Like, when I seen it, I was like, this.
All right, brother. So basically, so-called white man, you put yourself in a position. The Most High put you up in the position of ruler that's ruling right now. But you're so proud, you think that you're gonna rule forever. You think that you have the power to rule forever. You think that it's because of you, your pride. You don't want to acknowledge the Most High that He set you up. You think it's all upon yourself. Matter of fact, let me get a quick precept. This is Psalms 49, because your pride makes you think that you're going to always rule. Because you've been in the ruler seat so long, you think that you can't be taken out of it. It's Psalms 49 and verse 11. It says, their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So you done put yourself so much in a proudful power seat that you think that your rulership is going to go on forever. That's why you hand down your riches to your sons, and you say, to hell with your daughters, because you know you're going to come back under that same line as your son. Because every 3-4 generations, your ass going to be rebirthed back onto the earth, and you want to be right in that same position you was the last time you was on the earth. They got something what's called generational wealth or generational riches. You have those generational riches. The reason why, because you pass it down to your son, and you feel as long as that continues, you're gonna always have that. That's what you're gonna always be. You're gonna be in the ruler. So that pride upon yourself, thinking that you're gonna always be in rulership, is the biggest part of your downfall. Because pride cometh before destruction. This is Job. Because if you understood what the scripture said, you would definitely know that there's an end to your rulership. But that's not for you to even bring out. You didn't want this truth to ever come out. But the Most High got His servants out there, and you being spiritually exposed.
That's right.
This is Job 14 and 5. It says, seeing His days are determined, the number of His months are with thee, that thou hast appointed His bounds, and He cannot pass. So your bounds, meaning the full extent of your rulership, has already been appointed a set beginning and ending time. Your rulership has an alpha and an omega. So you had a beginning when you began rulership, which is the time of the Greeks, and this is the end. We coming into the end of your rulership. So you're going to be taken out of power. You can't get a month more rulership than you was appointed to have.
That's right.
This is my next scripture is Job 21. So you so damn proud, even in your going down, you still think that you still stay and do proudful shit. This is Job 21 and 21. It says, for what pleasure had He in His house? Because like I said before, your house represents your someone's house represents their wife, their women and their children. So your household represents really your offspring, your children, your lineage. And like I was saying before, the so-called white man always hands down his riches to his sons, and his sons will get handed down to their sons. So in your house, you think that's where your rulership lies. You'll come back in that same seat. But Job says in verse 21 says, for what pleasure had He in His house after him? So what pleasure is your son? He's your house after you. When the number of his months is cut off in the midst. So in the midst of your son getting your riches and your power, you get cut off. So your son ain't gonna enjoy that. Your house will not enjoy that. But the pride of the so-called white man, I'm gonna get back in Isaiah. Your proudness believes that you're gonna continue to rule and rule. And you think we're gonna continue to be slaves. The people are gonna continue to be your slaves, your cattle. You know, that's what you look at our people as. They look at us as we're their cattle. You know, we're goyim to them. Read it again. It says back in Isaiah 14 and 13. So thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will set also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. So you up there in the rulership seat right now, but you have no idea you're going to be brought down. The pit represents the grave, represents your death, meaning the death or the falling of your rulership. Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that has shaken kingdoms? Is this the one that was in power ruling over us? Is this the man that had us in subjection? Was this the man that hammered the whole earth? Did the hammer lose power? Or did the hand that controls everything, the Most High, take him out of power? That's what's taking place. People are gonna say, man, because right now, and brother, you even know, what do everybody always want to know? What about the white man? What about the so-called white man? What about the white man? Because the oppressed gotta be concerned with the oppressor. It's Stockholm syndrome. You don't understand how to maneuver within your life and within the world inside of your life without concerning yourself with the man who's controlling your life, controlling everything about your life. Esau controls everything. Man, I had mentioned earlier, brother, about how the train keeps coming. Esau controls that. He controls whoever's working for him, which is the monitor, whoever's monitoring that train, that he has to be right here at this certain time. Every moment he controls that.
He got it down pat to where he can even manipulate weather.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, brother. Hey, that hurricane, what's that hurricane? Huh?
The one that just happened.
The one that just happened in Florida. Hurricane Michael, I think it is.
I believe that one is engineered.
That's genetically engineered by the so-called white man's heart. His heart program.
We got rain from that. That's why it's like raining now.
Right. It ain't really rain like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's him manipulating his portion that the Most High gave him to manipulate the elements to the small, minute level he's been given. See, when we get in the kingdom, we're gonna have full spiritual power to fully manipulate the elements, but manipulate the elements in a righteous manner, so righteousness can reign. Most High gonna give us the kingdom of rulership, and we're gonna rule on high in all fullness of righteousness, man. Because this devil has done enough rulership and wickedness, and you gotta have that. You gotta have that. The Most High is perfect balance. So we're gonna have a rulership for this long. We're gonna have a wickedness going on for this long. Righteousness gotta go for this long to overthrow that wickedness. And the so-called white man, he sits back in their think tanks. They're different. You know, they sit back and they be around the table. You know, these elites. They sit back and they think about how they're gonna rule the people more. How they gonna put more hell on the Israelites. How we gonna offset these prophecies so make sure that they don't get back in power, so things don't happen. But you're not understanding. You're not understanding it, and the Most High giving you that time.
Disappointed devices of the crafty.
Yeah, he disappointed the devices of the crafty. Matter of fact, since you call that, brother, I'm gonna pull that. The so-called white man, the pride that leaks from him. I'm talking about not just what the scriptures say, but because the scriptures say it, but we can see it. We see the vision of it every day. Brother, I've been out here teaching. I don't know exactly how long I've been out here, but it's been should be close to an hour or 2 hours. Well, I'm gonna take it back from the time I started setting up. You know, I started setting up, put the camera together, got my signs and stuff out. I've seen about 4 or 5 police units. They come right there and they wait and they look at me and they turn. They come right. and it's different ones. You know, they hop on they CBs, they walkie talk, and you go around and hit it.
Yep.
We just went.
What I noticed, because I walk up there every day, police presence has gotten bigger. Like I say, like 50%. I see.
I noticed that because I live out in the IE now, so this Long Beach, that's my old stomping ground. Man, I'm born in Compton, raised in Carson and Long Beach. Lived out here in Long Beach for years. I know how this area used to be. You know what I'm saying? They're out here thicker, man. They're out here, and you notice that I see less. And if you start walking, if you walk west up, let's say you walk west, you can start from Ocean Street going west. It's just a whole bunch of Edomites out there. It be Edomites out there, man. I'm like, damn. I don't remember it being that many Edomites around here. We used to be Jake out here all the time, and they thinning it out.
Because they tearing down Jake State and they building up these different.
I see it. They getting these. That's the spirit. I just was walking, because I stopped at this cafe up there. You get something to drink and use the bathroom before I came out, and I noticed that they building up these apartment units. And they building up these look like little mini villas, man. These little like they have businesses below, and then up top is the apartment structures, kind of like look like Brentwood, like knockout Brentwood and shit, man.
They just started building it not too long ago.
I'm like,
it's
damn.
over there by the train station.
Right, I'm like, exactly, but I'm like you know damn well Jay can't afford this. Man, they can't afford to live down there.
They kicking us out.
They gentrifying. Gentrification, man. You devils are gentrifying the rural areas that Jake will be in.
Not to put you off, but that show you how wicked these all is too, because there's nowhere to park around here. But yet,
right.
You get a whole fucking lot that build up. Like,
right.
Where the fuck they gonna park at? What you gonna do?
That's the peasantness. They treat the people like, yeah, you'll be like peasants, because we're gonna constantly hit you with parking tickets and parking citations. But we built this living quarters where you don't even have anywhere really to park. You know, and if you got two people, you know, a husband and a wife, you know they're gonna have two cars. So if they did give them a garage, it's only gonna be fit for one car. So the other car, they're gonna have to find different ways. Because last time I lived in Long Beach, I was over off Chestnut, in between off Chestnut and like, it's about like 10 minutes away. You couldn't even park in front of your apartment building. Whether you had to be parked, you had to circle around. Certain times you had to circle around to try to find parking on the streets. And then you have to walk around to get to your where you live. So I know it must be bananas now.
Oh yeah.
They moving Jake up out of here, man. They doing the same thing downtown LA, because you know they building that Rams stadium.
Oh yeah.
That Rams stadium, it's the Rams and Chargers supposed to have it down there at the Hollywood Park Casino. They building that, so they wanna. I seen the layout, bro. They want from where Staples Center is, downtown LA, where the Staples Center is, and the convention center. They call that LA Live, I believe. They put all that shopping they got in that area. From that point, going all the way up into West LA, they want to clear Jake out of there. They only want Edomites in there. They want Ammonites and they want Ammonites and Moabites. That's all they want over there. They don't want Israelites. They want Edomites, Ammonites, and Moabites. And they'll tolerate some Ishmaelites because they don't really want, because Ishmael, no, everybody don't eat at Ishmael restaurants or they shop at their stores and shit, right? So they'll tolerate that for a little bit, but they know Ammon and Moab is gonna put stores together that Jake shop at or Edomite shop at, so they allow them to dwell up there. But I see they doing the same gentrification over here. That's the pride of the so-called white man. They think that his rulership is going to continue to rule. He think he's going to put his new world order into play. But I'm going to read this like you had mentioned. This is Job 5:12. It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. The devices of the crafty is the Edomites. The elites, you know, the banking families. They're the crafty. The devices is their new world order. The enterprise is their new world order, and the devices are what they utilize to set up their new world order. It says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, like I was saying before. They think tanks and shit. They round tables where they get together with their witches and their warlocks to decide or to figure out how they're gonna do certain things in the earth, and how they're gonna put hell on our people, and how they're gonna continue on their rulership and wickedness. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. But he's saving the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from their hands of the mighty. So the poor had hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. So the Most High and the poor represents us Israelites. We're the poor. We're the ones on the bottom. We're the ones that's struggling the most in the earth. Because we're dealing with the generational curses. See, these devils and these other nations, they got a head start, and they're gonna always be in the lead because they don't have the curses hanging on their backs. They don't have to deal with the stuff that our people have to deal with. And if it's somebody that's of another nation dealing with them curses, that's because they are Israelite. They just look like the other nations. Verse 17 says, "Be happy." It says, "Behold, happy is the man who the Most High corrected. Therefore despise not the chastening of the Almighty." And we don't. Brothers that's in this truth don't despise the chastening of the Almighty, because it's for your betterment. It's to make brothers stronger, because the Most High is going to bring hell upon this earth. And you got to be in a strong mindset, in a strong state of the strong spiritual state to deal with what's coming. Because everybody else, they gonna cry. People gonna be dying out here. Matter of fact, let me get a quick scripture. Because people ain't built and equipped for what's coming. Only the men of the Lord is built for that. These devils ain't built for what's coming. I'm talking about the low life, so-called white people, the two-time losers, or the regular average Joe Smo. They not built for it. The regular average person ain't built for what the Most High got coming. This is, say that? Okay. And this is Zephaniah 1:14. It says, "The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly." So, if mighty man gonna cry there bitterly, you talking about tough. You look online, and they got Edomites that are training. I saw it the other day. They out there training. They out there. They got their guns. They got their military tactical equipment. They got it all. They all garbed up, man. They got this holster and this. They got backup clips and all this shit, man. They sitting in there and they're timing themselves. You see how they must pull on they draw, bang and shoot. They practicing all that, man. But you gonna cry bitterly because you didn't account for all the. You're not accounting for all the things that the Most High, the spiritual things that the Most High gonna bring. Most High you might be able to pull your quick draw seconds, hit the target, put it away, or hit 2-3 targets. You might be fully equipped and ready for that. But the Most High send a spirit to bug your goddamn head out. You might see somebody's head get blown off. You never practiced that shit. You didn't practice somebody getting their head blown off right next to you. They blood done put freckles on your goddamn face. They done got their hair blown off right next to you. Your face is filled with their blood. You wasn't practicing that when you was drawing down, shooting your target in award-winning seconds and shit. They do that, bro. They out there practicing shoot targets, run obstacle courses, get on the ground, shoot, roll over, pick up, carry some shit, shoot again. They practicing all that. But you ain't practicing the fact that the Most High will bug your shit out. He'll bug your head out. You didn't practice the dude getting blown away next to you. His brain fragments is sizzling in your goddamn, on your cheek and shit. And you run around the corner trying to get away from all this shit. And you sit back and you can't get that vision out your head. So ain't no pulling. All the shit you practice is out the window. You ain't practicing that you gonna have to be shooting at a goddamn lion that can take 2 or 3 of your bullets before he gets to your neck. You ain't practicing that. These Edomites, And these people all these mighty men, all these people, they're not accounting for all the terrible wrath that the Most High is going to bring on this earth, man. He's going to bring that, and you're going to get bugged out, and it takes a man of the Lord that's going to have their shit together. Scriptures say knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time and strength of salvation. Your foundation in these scriptures is what's going to keep your faith strong. Because your faith and your belief that the Most High is going to protect me. That's what you're going to need. So these mighty men crying bitterly, they're going to cry because they're not spiritually, the Most High ain't protecting them. They're not part of the chosen elect. Which is why the brothers go out here and do what we do, because we have total fear for that. We're in fear for the Most High, man, the Most High got endless ways that he can deal with you, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He can put you through a whole bunch of shit, man. Without even physically lay physical hands on you. He can just fuck with you. He can send a couple demons to fuck with you in rotation throughout the day. You got a demon is fucking with you from morning. And another demon fucking with you in the afternoon. And another demon fucking with you at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High, he's giving you the antidote. The antidote, the serum, is right here, the scriptures. You read the scriptures, and that's how you combat demons. And you fast. That helps you fight off demons, ward off demons, so you can grow spiritually. Because you putting on you afflicting your spirits, so you're afflicting your flesh, so that your spirit may grow. So matter of fact, I'm gonna jump up, bro, because I've been going up on prophecies. I've been going to prophecies today. Part of the prophecies are things that are taking place. And I read Habakkuk earlier. It's talking about Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. It's talking about how this place is going to be in debt. The thick clay represents death. So it's Zephaniah 1 and 11. It says, "How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchants, so like it says, for all the merchant people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off." So in the ancient days, Maktesh was your ancient day Wall Street, your trade, you know, your monetary systems. You know how the people borrow and trade because they had a bargaining system back then. So they had that's considered right now Wall Street. Wall Street is where they trade, commerce, goods, commodities or whatnot. Verse 12. "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees." Settled on their lees, that means some people who are sit back and just enjoying themselves. They're just having the time in their lives. They're not concerned with nothing. They just sit back having fun and enjoying themselves because they've been given a portion of success, or quote unquote success, or they've been given a certain amount of a lifestyle to live off of, and they don't have the Most High in their minds. They're not thinking spiritually. They're not